I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I don't
Yeah.
get it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um.
that's
Right. I'm going to park Northern Ireland there and we can come back and talk about Northern Ireland after the 26th county election has taken place because we really don't have time to mess around. We need
yeah,
to. I wasn't. I came. I'll just fill you in on a bit of background on myself. I had 3 months. It looked as if I was going to have 3 months of dead time while I was waiting for my college course to start up in January. So I planned to come over here and get involved in the camp, helping out in the campaigns for the by-elections as a canvasser, as a gopher. You know, do whatever it takes because I was getting frustrated. I could only do so much online from London, where I was living up until was it about the end of September when I left London? Yeah, and moved over here. Arrived at the start of October, but then Boris called his election, and I saw the opportunity of running in the north, and I got pulled away from the 26 counties momentarily and that was good actually. That was great. I'm so glad I did it. I got so much experience, and off the back of that, we're kicking off the Irish Freedom Party's Commons in the north. So it was that was the figurehead run to do that and prove that there was an interest there, and it's feasible, and I'm going to continue with that. But however, the utmost urgency is to get some TDs elected south of the border, because if you don't, we're going to spend 5 more years with the same government. What's likely to happen is that Fianna Fáil are going to get be the biggest party this time around, and either we're going to have a situation where it's the what's it called, command and supply, or confidence and supply, but just with the roles reversed. That's one likelihood. Another possibility is Sinn Féin are rising on the polls, so Sinn Féin might be powerful enough to form a coalition with Fianna Fáil. Whatever way, it's going to be a palace revolution, but there is an opportunity for one or a few or half a dozen truly nationalist TDs to get elected. And we really have to, as a movement, we need to wake up and smell the coffee and seize this opportunity to get these people elected, because if we don't, there's going to be absolutely no opposition in there. Probably, in all likelihood, the Grealishes, the Michael Collins, and we'll go back to playing lapdog. We don't know. So we need to get some new true nationalist voices in there. So how do we go about doing that for a movement that hasn't had any TDs elected in their own right? Let me see. Possibly, yeah. There hasn't been. We've had councillors and whatnot, but not TDs. It's a tall order. What it's going to take. So let's work back. Let's say we want to get five TDs elected. We need to have at least 20 candidates. Now I see Renew have put up 16, so that's great. I would expect Irish Freedom Party to be putting up. I'm not close to the corridor as a power to know what's happening. The candidates haven't been announced yet, so this is by no means inside information. I'm just an onlooker, an interested onlooker in this sense. So I would say 5 to 10, possibly, candidates from the Irish Freedom Party. Rule of thumb for the National Party, 10 to 20. Gemma's coalition, or SEI, possibly standing as independents, maybe 3 to 5 candidates. So, and then plus the 16 renewals, and then a couple of independents outside of those groups. So I think we will have coverage. A week ago, I was concerned that there weren't going to be enough candidates, but now looking at the situation with those 16 renewal candidates, I'm a lot more confident. So at least most constituencies are going to have somebody from the broader front, the broader nationalist front to vote for, which is great. So the next thing we need to be thinking about is how are we going to get those people elected? Let's say 3/4. Let's say 30 of those constituencies, of the 40 constituencies, are going to have nationalist representation. Unfortunately, some of those 30 will have more than one, and that is a bit of a problem, because that's going to split our vote a little bit. But such is life. We'll have to learn from our mistakes for the next time. But let's say 20 of those 20 of those have got one candidate standing. Let's cross our fingers and hope for that. Or leaders of the parties, do your best. Give us one candidate, please. One candidate only, so we can have a hope. Then we can get 10%. If that one candidate gets 10% of the vote in a 5-person constituency, 15% of the vote, then they're going to come home. They're going to get in with transfers and everything. Are you familiar with the way proportional representation works, DT? I wouldn't say I'm an expert.
Kind of, yeah. Well, I kind of have the gist of it, like where you 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You vote in order of preference of, and it's as if you have more than one vote, because like when one person gets in, then all of the ones go and are put onto the 2s, and then if the 2 gets in, all of the 2s are gone onto the 3s, and yeah, something like that, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is with it's not just the outright winner. So you can't. It is possible to get elected with 10 or 15% of the vote. So this is our target. This is what we need to be aiming for. Now I know some of our patriots look online. I've been following Twitter. I've recently, because of politics, I've put myself onto Twitter. My life is over. I mean, I'm freaked now. My life is terrible. My life is ended. But it needs must. So I'm picking up things. I'm following some comments on Twitter, and people saying, "Oh yeah, we'll do it. We'll make it." Because obviously they're just looking at what's happening on Twitter. But as has been pointed out in the UK election, Twitter is not reality. Twitter is not the electorate. Twitter was saying that Labour had a chance in the UK general election. Social media was saying that Labour had a chance, but not at all. The electorate had other plans. So you cannot go on social media. There's no reflection of what's happening in all those little rows of houses and all those bungalows out in the country that are far outside the Twitter world, and the farmhouses and the back streets of Limerick, Galway, and Dublin, Cork. Yeah, you have to. So what was the point I was trying to make? Okay, yes, yeah. People,
you were talking about.
No, I've got it. Sorry, I've got it. I'm back on track. There is a sense of like, okay, because we're doing well on Twitter, because we've got like Facebook groups of 700 people in it and 800 people in it, and everybody agrees, then yeah, the country is ready for this, and all that has to happen is like for these 30 nationalist candidates to appear in 30 of the 40 constituencies, and they'll get elected, they'll win, because there's so much sentiment behind them. Not at all. Not a hope. Because we're just talking a tiny fraction of people that are online, and it's an echo chamber as well. So even if you had 700 committed people in one constituency, that might be enough and those people would need to go out and cause other people to get voted. So when we were chatting earlier before we went live, I talked about the analysis. There's as a movement, we should look. There's coming up to the election. There are 3 types of people. There's the public, there's the patriots, and then there's the activists. So our job as a movement is to transform the public into patriots, and then those patriots need to be transformed into activists, because we're going to need like in any constituency of 80,000 people, we're going to need like 5,000 patriots to vote to get a guy in, to get one of our guys in, at least 5,000. So to cause 5,000, we need 50 activists that are going around. So a patriot, I define a patriot as somebody who's going to vote for one of the patriots, who's seen the information, seen the evidence, seen the statistics, heard the arguments, and sometimes it only takes 5 minutes. This is what I discovered on the doorstep going around mid-Ulster. People who knew nothing about me at all. I got 3 points down my brochure, and they hadn't seen the one that had been sent out to them, or it hadn't arrived yet for whatever reason. They were seeing this for the first time. This is what people need to get. This is what our patriot movement need to get. It can be so easy. A 3-minute conversation with a stranger on a doorstep, hand them a leaflet, and they say, yeah, I'll vote for you, and my wife's going to vote for you as well. I'm going to tell my 2 daughters to vote for you too. Thank you very much.
can you hold that leaflet up to the camera? Because I just want to show people. Just hang on a second. I just want to candidate for Mid Ulster, Conor Rafferty. All right, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, like you take note of it.
It was the Irish Freedom Party manifesto customized for Northern Ireland and customized for the issues that people are facing in Northern Ireland from whatever research I was able to do in the run up, and also my own background knowledge of coming from Northern Ireland and being in touch with Northern Ireland over the years.
Well, yeah. I mean, it has to be relevant for them if the politicians are going to be like go for government in that territory. I suppose it has to be relevant for them. But some of the issues that which motivate us, even like some of the issues that motivate people that identify as nationalists, like I suppose they're relevant for us all on the whole island, even outside, even in Europe, and other everywhere, there's some issues that are just relevant for like a wider territory. Like, I mean, it's not like Northern Ireland is not really a kind of a microcosm to me. Like it's a part. Like I don't know. Like I don't know what to say. Like
can I take it back to, because sorry to interrupt, but I want to make the most of this opportunity that I have with you, GT, and thanks a million for giving me the opportunity. I just really need to stress this is urgent. We need to work out a way to get 5,000 patriots, 5,000 public turned into patriots in every constituency, and well, at least 5 or 10 constituencies, because that's what it's going to take to get some TDs elected. And I think the parties are doing that internally, but the online patriots, or the patriots who are not connected to members of parties, they have no idea. They have no idea what is required. And as a movement, we're going to miss this opportunity if we don't wake up and smell the coffee. We need to get active.
Yeah.
We need to become political animals in 2 seconds. The next. We need to drop everything. We need to drop research projects. We need to drop talking about philosophy. We need to let's say, for the sake of argument, there are 5,000 patriots, right? And let's say I think the National Party has a membership of 3,000. Irish Freedom Party let's say about half that. Renew, I don't know. How many of those are active? Let's say there's 10,000 in total. 10,000 people in total in the whole country, who between members of the parties, at the effective end. I'm going to tell the truth, because I think the people who are in the parties, we are the ones, and include me in this. We are the ones that are going to do it, right? We're carrying the burden for everybody else. So you need to help us. You need to give us a hand.
Yeah.
We are not legacy parties. People seem to have this consumerist mindset that they're just going to sit back and wait for the products. The nice, beautifully formed product, a National Party candidate or a Irish Freedom Party candidate or a Renew candidate is going to turn up in their area, and all they have to do is go in and vote like a consumer, like a good little consumer. No, that's not, because it's not enough of us. You need to become an activist. You watching this, if you're thinking about voting for one of the nationalist parties, there are not enough voters, not enough of the public. No, we need. Okay, you've moved from. You were a member of the public. Think, what was it that turned you on, and how quickly you probably realize that you're, it can take as little as like a 5-minute conversation, but we do not need to be wallowing in echo chambers where all we're doing is sharing videos and talking about, because this is like a very limited number of people. Let's say it's 10,000. Let's be generous and say it's 10,000 people.
Yeah.
Those 10,000 people, instead of just sitting back and thinking it's all going to happen, I'm going to leave it to the political parties, the 3,000 active ones, between those 4 or 5 parties that I mentioned, and then I'm just going to go along and give them my vote. Well, you take 10,000 people and you split that out among 40 constituencies. That's about, what, 20? Is that 250 people each? That's not enough to get anybody elected. Those these 10,000 people, we need to go from being patriots, voters. We need to go from being voters to being activists. And each one of us needs to go out and win each one of us needs to go out and win 100 people. So that 10,000 becomes a million.
Yeah.
Or even 50 people. If you go out and win 50 votes for one of the candidates that stand in your area, you'll be a hero. That's 50. That's 500,000 votes. That should be enough. That'll be enough to get TDs elected.
Yeah.
We need to get out of this consumerist mindset that it's all, we're so used to having a product created, and because of the way international finance capitalism works, somebody will have a bright idea for a product, they'll go away and get funding for it and do all the hard work, and then magically, before the consumer, you have this, like, I don't know, a product. That's a perfume or a aftershave, right? But look, it's not half finished, right? But we're going to be coming half finished. We are coming half finished to the table. We need to realize it's a collaborative effort, and we need to wake up and smell the coffee. Otherwise, we're going to sit back, wait for people to occur, wait for candidates to. We might have enough candidates, but they're going to get they're going to end up with 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 votes because we voted for them and we thought that was enough just to vote for them. We need to get off our asses and win 50 votes each for those people. We need to be joining those parties. And even it might be too late to join the parties, but we need to make an attempt to join the parties. We need to be talking with other patriots and other new nationalists in our local areas. Get out of these national level echo chambers. It's just spinning plates. It's wasting time. You're just preaching to the converted. It's not effective. You can go back to that. Let's go back to that in 3 months' time or 5 months' time, whenever the elections are over. We've got 5 years to do that, to scratch our bollocks, and I call it infotainment because, after a month, I knew I was going to vote for the Irish Freedom Party or National Party or Renua or ACI if I happened to be living in a constituency where that's all I need. That's all. As soon as you're ready, okay, I'm on board, I'm going to vote for them, then you need to be thinking about, okay, how can I get 50 other people? Because if you want a change, this is what it's going to take. Yeah. If you're going to sit back and be a consumer, it's not going to happen. We have to realize that we are in a consumer mindset. We've been dumbed down into a consumer mindset. We just expect everything on the plate these days because life is simple. Life is so simple. Think about what the guys did back in 1916. They didn't live in a consumer society. They had to go out and create their own revolution. They had to sacrifice their lives. Nobody's asking you to sacrifice your life. All we're asking is that you go and talk to a few people. You go and print off a few leaflets. Go and get a few leaflets. Go and meet. At the very least, go and meet and give some moral support to your local people. Maybe there's a candidate for one of these new parties that's thinking about standing, but they've only got like 10. They're looking around and think, I've only got 5. A support team of 5 here in Leitrim or whatever county it may be. But if I had 10, I would go for it. You could be the one. I'm talking to the audience here. You could be that. You could be one of those 5, or maybe he gets up to 9 and thinks if it's 10, I'm going. You could be the 10 that kicks him over the edge or her over the edge, and she says, I'm going to go for it. We need to realize that we are agents, and it's a small country. It's only 5 million people. One person can make a difference. One person can make a massive amount of difference in a small country like Ireland.
Yeah.
Especially when you break it down into constituencies, and you think that maybe 20 people, a good candidate plus 20 committed people can potentially get somebody elected. Because the public are ready for this. The public are frustrated, but they don't know about us. They don't know about our parties. They need that face-to-face contact. They need you turning up on their doorstep. Now, don't worry if you're sitting there thinking, well, there's no way I could do that. Okay, just take one step at a time. Join the party, join your local party, go get talking to your local your local patriots. Work out who's strong in your area. Maybe your IFP. Maybe IFP is your perfect party, but IFP isn't standing. Irish Freedom Party isn't standing in your area. Well, guess what? You're going to have to make a concession to remember. My enemy's enemy is my friend. So, as a National Party constituency, what do? You go and join that National Party. You put your shoulder behind the National Party guy or girl, and get them elected. We need somebody in there, a ballsy nationalist, fearless nationalists tearing strips off these messenger boys for the EU and for these globalist organisations and the international finance capital. This is what we need. That's even one would be a triumph. Zero would be a disaster. Zero, they're just going to push the hate speech laws down our throat. We won't even be able to have this conversation. We'll be, it's now or never, guys. It's now or never. Once these hate speech laws come in, this channel will probably be struck. I won't be able to have these conversations. I won't be able to speak out. You won't be able to speak out. We won't be able to speak out. This is where we need to get somebody in there to fight for free speech, to fight for our principles, to fight for Ireland for the Irish, to control our immigration, to reduce the impact of the big firms, the big pharmaceutical firms, the global tech that are basically running. They're running this country. They've got far too much power. It's running. This country has been running their interests.
Yeah.
The global banks as well. I mean, we've 99.9% of the content made by the nationalist, new liberals, new nationalists is all about the problem. We don't need to go over that. We need to get organised. We need to stop talking about the problem and start talking about the solution. The solution for now is a political solution. The solution is to get a couple of TDs in at the very least and start tearing strips off those messenger boys every day on the Dáil. Fearless people who will cause the sort of ructions that you've heard with Grealish and Michael Collins. This needs to be a daily occurrence, and these people will do it. The likes of Justin Barrett, the likes of Herman Kelly, the likes of Dolores Cahill, the likes of Gemma O'Doherty, they will be tearing strips off these guys. We need to get them in. We need to drop everything for the next 3 months and get these people in. It's going to take a massive effort by the whole movement. We need to just forget about whinging about the complaints. We need to find our cojones, get out of our houses, meet people locally, find out who our local candidate is, put our shoulder behind them, cover the houses, get around the houses with the brochure in hand, talk to people on the doorstep. Believe me, it's easy. You have to get through the no's and the rejection. Most people members of the public are far more polite and far nicer than people you meet online. I found out there's just no comparison. Online we have these people in opposition to us that are nasty and mean and totalitarian. Normal people aren't like that. I met one person who was maybe like that out of 2,000 people that I spoke to. Most people are very polite, and they just go and ask them, consult with them, ask them, go with a listening ear, go in and find out what they're up against. Ask questions like, what issues is this household? What issues is this house facing? You're going to hear the same things. You're going to hear farmers have the same issues. Are going to have the same issues all over the country. Young families struggle to meet the high rents, find a decent job. It's going to be the same thing, and we have the answers. We have answers to those things. So just consult with them. So I mean, as a structure, I've been operating on Facebook. People may know me as Conor McZorba in the past. I'm a bit bossy, I know, but I reserve the right to be bossy because I'm bloody committed to we need a sort of, it's time to wake up, folks, and smell the coffee. Anybody who's in Facebook and any of the groups that I'm involved with, that I was involved with setting up, what you need to be doing is joining the local community, the local county groups that I've been talking about. Join those ASAP and start posting in there. You can still post your videos in there. I'm going to be closing down the big groups because we need to get away. We need to get away from these big national level echo chambers where Johnny from Donegal is best friends with Jimmy down in Wicklow and best friends with somebody in Mayo. Forget about those connections for now, because for the next 3 months you need to be thinking only about your local area, making friends in your local area, getting a movement, getting a team together to help out your local candidates, because otherwise we are up the proverbial creek without a paddle.
Well,
so please join those local groups. I'm setting up Telegram groups as well for people to get communication. Just get local. I find people complain to me all the time. Oh, I don't know anybody from a local area. Well, if you join the local groups, some of those local groups have got 100 people in them. and other groups have got 50 or 20, and there's some strong local leaders arising in some of these groups. But we just need the 2,000 Facebook guys to be in the local groups rather than in the big action, because nothing's going to happen. We can't organize campaigns. You can't build that trust with people by being in those big groups. You need to be operating in your local groups, your local Facebook groups. Then you'll see people posting. You'll get to know them. You'll get to know. You find your voice in there. Then the next thing you need to do is like start wee meetups. We have very little time, guys. Very little time. I hope it's going to be later than the middle of January. Please God, it's later than the middle of January. But unfortunately, the evidence is pointing towards the middle of January. This is when this election is going to be called. If we don't get somebody in, it's going to be a long 5 years, guys. I tell you, it's going to be a long 5 years. Don't look back and say, just for the sake of taking a few chances, going and joining a local group, going and meeting a few people, we let the country slide. Just think what damage is going to be done in another 5 years if we don't have some TDs in there, turn strips off the messenger boys, and shifting the Overton window, because all that's going to get reported. That's going to be on the Doyle TV. That's going to shift the Overton window towards us. Now, if they don't, then it's going to go the other way. If we don't have anybody in there to fight for us, it's going to go the other way. We're looking down the throat of a totalitarian lion that's coming for us. So we need to wake up and smell the coffee, guys. I can say this because I've walked the walk myself. I've gone out there and done it, so I see what it takes. I got 690 votes from basically a one-man campaign, but I can see that if I had 10 people, okay, let's say 200 votes, 200 of those 690 came from the leaflet. So that's 500 came from canvassing, the canvassing that I did. Me and I got a bit of help as well. Let's say 20. Let's say there were 20 days canvassing to get 500 votes. So that's one person for a 4-week period. So 500, 10 people would get me 5,000. 5,000 might be 10 people canvassing continuously and 2 hours a night for a month. Potentially 5,000 votes. Get the whole area covered. Yeah, 20 people. Then you're 10,000 votes. You're probably going to get elected with 10,000 votes. You're going to get your candidate elected with 10,000 votes. So we need to make sure that those candidates have those 10 people and those 20 people, and even better, 30, 40, 50. Maybe some of the people can't canvass the whole month. Maybe they can only do Wednesdays and Thursdays. Then you're going to need more people. You might need 100 people, because some of them can only canvass on a Monday, some can only do a Tuesday, etc. We need to be thinking in these terms, guys. We just need to stop thinking in terms of materialists, consumer. It's all going to be sorted out for us. The perfect product's going to be there, and all we have to do is go in and put a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're listening to these videos, if you're in this conversation, it's down to you. It's down to us. It's down to us. It's down to all of us. We need to step up and take responsibility. You don't want to be sitting there in 3 years' time suffering under hate speech laws, unable to say anything, watching the country get destroyed bit by bit more. I could go into an hour of what it's going to look like, but the content creators what it's going to look like. You know what it's going to look like if we do not have a voice in there. And this voice is the beachhead. A couple of TDs, 5 would be amazing, but 1 or 2, we need at least 1 or 2. Otherwise, it's a disaster. That small group cadre of TDs, I don't care which party they come from. Obviously, I hope that some of them are Irish Freedom Party, but if it turns out that it's Justin Barrett and Gemma, that's great. They're strong people. They will be in there fighting for Ireland. We need a beachhead in there to have something to come back with, to build on for the next time around in 5 years' time, in 3, 4, 5 years' time. Otherwise, we're screwed, guys. We're screwed. So that's pretty much all I have to say.
Well, okay, so believe it or not, this interview has been 58 minutes, so I'm gonna basically just wrap her up around an hour mark. So it's gonna be an hour in total, but I probably should have been more serious about this, but that's probably the thing about the Irish people in general. Like like Irish people have just kind of sleepwalked into obedience to the establishment parties for decades, you know, like,
And we're
and
paying the
these,
price. Sorry, man. Yeah, we're paying the price, and it's going to take. People are saying, "Oh, we can't wait that long." But hey, we've been sleepwalking for 5 or 10 years. You think you can sleepwalk for 5 or 10 years and then undo the damage in 3 months or 6 months? No, it's going to take 5 or 10 years to undo that damage, and we need to start now. This is where it starts now.
yeah,
We're paying for our negligence.
it,
All of us, me included. I
yeah,
was dreaming.
yeah,
I was away in South America dreaming.
yeah.
It wasn't even in this conversation. It's an emergency. It's emergency times.
Yeah, you know,
Final days.
you know what, I couldn't have said it better myself that we like the general public has just been negligent. Like, I suppose they've been, I don't know, politically traumatized or just in despair or just hopeless or something. But you know what, I am interested in this election. Like, you know, like I don't know what I'm going to do. I basically I probably will go overtime just like promoting things and all. I know it's an echo chamber, but I don't
Listen,
know.
man,
I don't know.
the
Yeah,
fact that you give
yeah.
me an opportunity to speak and I'll come on again and we'll watch and see what's happening and I'll talk about maybe what's needed. It might be something else that's needed in 2 weeks' time after the candidates are elected. But no, you keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you guys, the content creators. Let's face it, the content creators are like maybe a half of 1% of us or less. Let's say there's 30 or 40. So out of 10,000, what's that? It's a tiny fraction. Don't stop what you're doing. It's the rest of us that need to stop scratching our bollocks and watching. We're watching you, but we need to stop We need to stop wallowing in this because we've got more than enough information to know that which way we're going to vote. But we need to start thinking. We need to start thinking about the other 2.5 million voters who have never heard of Gemma O'Doherty, have never heard of John Waters, who have never heard of Critique, but who would go with us if they have a 5-minute conversation or given some information, and this is our opportunity to get out there and find those people.
You know
Sorry,
what?
I keep jumping in.
No, no, it's actually
I'm like a
it's
dog
actually
bone in this.
no, it's actually brilliant that you said as much as you said. Like, I couldn't have said it better myself, and that's why I didn't say it, because, like, I'm not experienced in these matters, and like you said, everything that, like, we need to, like, an ordinary audience just like, if people really sympathise or believe in the things that we do, like, follow this man's advice. Like,
We're not
he's
asking much.
essential.
We're not asking much. We're not asking you to pick up a gun and fire at stand in the GPO and stand and fire at British soldiers while shells are raining on top of your head. We're not asking much compared to what our patriots have sacrificed for our country in the past.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I thought, and I just thought that you basically put forward everything that has to be said, and you done so very brilliantly. Like, and just if I was acting the bollocks in this conversation, like, that's just for the audience, like,
No worries,
like,
man. No worries.
just for the audience, just so
Help
they
me
know,
relax.
like,
Start.
yeah. But it's my fault because, like, one of my teeth fell out, like, just like today, so that's why I'm a bit whatever.
Bananas for you. Banana.
Yeah.
But
You are what people say on one table, like, you are what you eat, like, so, like, all right, all about it all, but well, he has a point, right? He does have a point. I'll stand by that. He does have a point. He has a lot of good points, and he's talking sense, right? He's not one of these, inherited kind of golden circle establishment hacks or shields or anything like that.
Sorry, who we're talking about?
No, I just said, like, we're talking about you. Like, you're an ordinary person. You have principles. You've absolutely nothing to do with all the scumbags that go around in ballyclavas and all, like,
No.
you know what I mean? you're just an ordinary person, and you believe in basically like the future of this country. Like we believe we have a future. Like so. Thanks for
We do
coming
have a
on.
future. It's it doesn't take much to do it. We just need to get organized and get off our backsides
Yeah.
and stop thinking that sharing a few videos to people that have seen the same video or seen, or who are already convinced makes a difference. And stop thinking that makes you a hero, because it doesn't. It's just everybody needs a while to wallow in the information, and you can go back into the infotainment to get recharged after a day out canvassing. But we need to take this to the public.
Yeah.
We need to get out of the echo chambers and take it to the public.
Okay, so
sorry, man, I keep coming back to the same thing, but
no, but that's
if you have me here
so,
till this time tomorrow, I'm still going to say the same thing, and I'm going to repeat it and repeat it. Sorry.
Yeah, so
it's not important.
Yeah, I'm just going to wrap this up now. But like, there is an election coming in the 26 counties. So if people really believe and sympathise, and if they think we have some points, like, now is the time to just get involved, and even if even if it's just a practice, like, I mean, just like, now is the time to get involved. Let's do it. Like, there's an election coming. Like, now we have to walk the walk, right? We talk the talk. Now we have to walk the walk. Now we actually have to do it. And we have to, I suppose, like, we don't have to do any like significant, real deep soul searching about this or anything like that. But we actually do believe it. Well, let's do it. Like,
Oh, you have to do DT.
Yeah.
DT.
Yeah.
I heard you last night. You were talking about joining the National Party. So I'm going to put you on the spot and say, by when will you have joined the National Party? And I would prefer you to join the Irish Freedom Party, of course. But because you said you're going to join the National Party, I'm not going to try and argue the point, because we all need to work together. If that's where you see yourself, then would you say by the weekend you'll have joined them? Could you? Sorry,
okay.
man, I weren't expecting this.
Well, no, it's all right, because like I wasn't able for this talk tonight. But to answer your question, National Party or Irish Freedom Party, or Anti-Corruption Ireland, or some of the other ones that you mentioned, like,
I don't care which one. Just join one of them, and
but see, that's the thing. Like, yeah. I don't care which one I join either.
Ready for duty, and they'll tell you what to do. They'll tell you what you need to do. They'll give you the direction.
I'll tell you what, right? Because this is a recorded interview, at the end of this interview, I will show the video of me paying the membership fee and signing up. I'll block out my bank details, obviously, you know what I mean. But I will join the Irish Freedom Party right after this interview.
Whoa! Right? Brilliant.
Tell you no, and see, the thing is, right. Part of me academics was precisely because I did join the National Party before, and I waited a whole year, and they fucking ignored me for ages. They wouldn't answer me emails, they wouldn't do anything. I asked them, can I go to a meeting? I spoke with James Earls on the phone, and he promises things to me, and it never happened. So, to be honest, some of the National Party candidates are not nearly half the calibre of the Irish Freedom Party candidates, which has intellectuals and has like a high level people in it. I see people that's running for the National Party who are more of a sign of improvising or desperation in some of the National Party candidates. And to be honest, these people are some of the candidates that the National Party is putting up are nothing compared to the kind of intellectuals that you see in the YouTube community, right there. And I'm sorry to say that, I know people have rip
please don't go there. Please don't go there, because we need to have a broad front. We don't need to fall out.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Please. Because, I'm asking you as a fellow patriot. Let's not. We need to put our differences. Listen, I could tell you about disappointments I've had with parties as well. We need to just. This is going to stoke crossfire between the parties, which is, we don't need that. We need to create this broad front.
Yeah, I do.
Let's have the war of independence first. Then we'll have the civil war afterwards, right? If we have the civil war, okay, obviously it's a war of words. If we have the civil war now, there ain't going to be a war of independence, is there? So let's.
You know what I mean. But like, I'm not like I'm not going to be, you know, autistic about my one way or the other, or individuals or concepts or that like that. Like I'm just going to be laid back about it, you know. Like even though like even though like I was acting antibiotics in this, but like people in them parties have antibiotics to me, but I will still vote for them, like because I get it, like I get the, you know, the bigger picture as far as I can see it with, you know, with my kind of flaws and things. But like I can see a bit of the bigger picture, and I do realize that like people are just human, and like we need to put our differences aside. And there's an election coming up, so let's do it. Like, you know, like let's just do it. Let's do it, right? Yeah, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it. But during this election, like we're just going to basically go into political mode, you know.
Exactly.
Like, and yeah, let's do it. And the thing is, like, we are all ordinary people, you know. So like, but let's do it. Let's do it.
So are the people. So are the people forming those parties as well. Some of them weren't expecting to be doing this like a year ago or 2 years ago. We're just finding, you know, we're all finding our feet. So we gotta let's give each other some leeway in terms of, you know, the bells and whistles and the finished product. Because, as I said, our product isn't going to be like the global financed perfect product. You know, our product is going to be a DIY product. Look at the heart. Look at the heart for those. Look at the heart of the message. The heart where that, you know, where the people are coming from. That's what we judge them on, not by, you know, did they get back to me in time? I don't like the logo, or don't like your man's haircut, or your man's suit, or whatever. Look at where they're coming from in their heart.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's I'm going to wrap her up, but like I say to everybody, to all the people that subscribe to me, and all the people that watch videos of channels that's similar to mine, like, please do it. Like, let's do it. Like, all right, let's do it. And it's a bridge for me to say it, because like I'm lacking the bollocks in some ways because we too fed out. But have to say, like, let's put all the shit aside and let's do it, right? Let's do it, right? Right, that's it. I'm doing it, right? I'm doing it fucking right now, right fucking now. Like, let's do it. Don't just think about it. Do it, right? That's what I have to say to all of my subscribers. Let's do it, right? We're going. There's an election, right? Right. That's it. You've been called. You've been conscripted now, right? The call has gone out. Yeah, exactly. Answer Ireland's call, right? You've been called up. You've been called up, right? Report to the battle, right? That's it, right? Let's do it. Audience, join nationalist parties, whichever one you want, right? Join nationalist parties. Let's do it, right? We're going, right? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Move.
Put our shoulder to the wheel. Put the shoulder to the wheel. It's going to take all of us. Yeah. Good man. Okay.
Aaron's a rat, right? So that's it. That's it. No, let's go. Right. That's the end of the interview. So thanks very much for coming on, Colin.
Put it there, brother.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man. Much appreciated.
No, but
I feel I got it out of me what I needed to say.
yeah, and I have to go to the dentist probably urgently. But it's my fault, right? So, and anyone that thinks I was acting the bikes, I'm sorry. I should be more professional, but that's what you get when ordinary people are involved in politics. But I do believe in, like, to be honest, I believe in people like this man, you know, like, but like, he's getting my vote, but he's not in my constituency, or is he either? Well, no, he's not. But
no, I'm not going to run down south. No, I don't have time. I don't have time for it. No, there's some good people. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to see who's going to stand, and then talk to whoever's close to me. Maybe if one of my friends are going to stand, I'm going to go to their constituency and just help them out every day. As I said in a drunken voice message a couple of months ago, give me porridge in the morning and beef in the evening and a bunch of leaflets in my hand every day. I'll be out. A sofa to sleep on, or I'll take my sleeping bag and sleep on the floor. I'll be out canvassing, help that guy get elected. You know, we need a voice in the Dáil.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Conor. All right. Thank you.